Hi, Ben here from Trident Fly Fishing. Today we're going to be reviewing the all-new Winston Alpha Plus, which replaces the old BIII Plus as Winston's ultra fast action range. I was always a big fan of the BIII Plus, particularly in that jungle series, and I actually still fish it today. And so I'm excited and hopeful that this Alpha will not only live up to, but exceed that old BIII Plus. Interestingly enough, this is also the second saltwater-ish rod in Winston's lineup, and it's actually a little confusing how it fits in with the Air Salt, which is sort of their dedicated saltwater travel rod. And we're definitely going to talk more about that later, but like we always do, I want to start from the bottom and walk you through some of the components on this very beautiful Winston rod. Starting from the bottom, we've got this great circular fighting butt, which is pretty similar to what Winston's been doing for a long time. This one might be a little bit bigger, which is something I appreciate when you have to stick it into your stomach to fight that bigger fish. And then the rest of this rod is actually going to be very similar to every other Winston saltwater rod that's come out in the last decade or so. Double up-locking anodized aluminum reel seat, super high-grade cork on a full Wells grip, and this is a really nice full Wells grip, and I think it fits a wide range of hands really well. And of course, that goes into the Winston Green Blank, which is one of the most beautiful and best finished blanks out there. Moving on up, you've got Nanolite stripping guides, which are a little bit nicer, a little bit lighter than the hard chrome guides that Winston used to use. And then that's followed up by hard chrome snake guides all the way to the top. But the story of this rod is how it casts, and we're going to head down to Florida and show you just that. So when casting the Alpha Plus, I expect it to be a lot like the BIII Plus and the BIII SX before it, which is a super fast rod, not good at all in close. And it's definitely got some of that, and it's not the best rod at 40 feet, but it's definitely workable. If you mostly needed a long bomb rod, but did need to do some close-in work on your occasional bonefish trip, this rod will absolutely get it done for you. It's also a fairly lightweight rod, especially compared to the rods that we cast today, which are more in the mid-price range. And it's actually a lot lighter than the Air Salt. That said, it's still going to be a little heavier than the absolute lightest 8 weights today. As we move back to 60 feet, which is sort of our key distance, the Alpha Plus performed really well, and you're able to get nice tight loops, and it's obviously a premium rod. Maybe not the absolute best rod at that distance, but still very good. And where the Alpha Plus shines, like its predecessors, is throwing long bombs. And you can really throw a lot of line, not only with the line that we were using, SA Bonefish, but we tested it with an SA Titan taper as well. And you can just throw the entire fly line very easily, particularly with one of these short shooting head style lines. Overall, we're impressed with this rod and wonder where it's gonna leave the Air Salt in Winston's lineup. After casting the Alpha Plus, I was really impressed with the rod. I think it's going to be a fantastic rod for anybody who's fishing locally here in the Northeast for stripers, or anybody who needs a windy day flats rod. It's got a little bit extra oomph and trades off that little bit of presentation, which I think is worth it, particularly, again, on those windy days. And I'd say definitely I like this rod better than the Air Salt. So if you're looking for a saltwater rod from Winston, I would go with the Alpha Plus instead. In terms of action, it's a fast rod, but definitely not as fast as some of the older super fast Winstons. And I actually found it pleasant, and I think it would work well across a range of applications. Now it's time for our Poseidon Score. Starting with accuracy, I found the rod to be accurate more or less across all distances, and especially so at the longer distances. And I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. In terms of components, Winston does a really great job, but they're not using super light snake guides or anything like that. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 for componentry. On to distance and power. This is where this rod, I think, shines, especially over other rods that are useful in a flat situation. It's not going to be the absolute fastest, most powerful 8-weight out there, but all in all, it's really good, and I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. It's certainly going to be good enough that you can throw your outbound short and your bonefish taper. In terms of a grip, actually, one of the things I like most about this rod is the grip. I think it's a grip that, based on its size, will work well for a really, really wide range of people, and I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. In terms of looks and workmanship, Winston's are very pretty rods, and they're really well built. I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. When it comes to swing weight, the BIII Plus comes in at 87 gram meters squared, which is by no means a super lightweight rod like the Orvis H3F, but it's still a lot better than the Air Salt, and amongst the rods that we cast during this session, it actually felt like one of the lighter rods, which is great. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 for swing weight. In terms of value, this Winston is over $900 and it's pretty expensive. But you do get, again, great workmanship and a great brand. I'd say it's a 6 out of 10 for value. In terms of cool factor, I feel like this rod has not had as much press as it could have, and not a lot of people have been super excited about it. But I think it's a great rod from a great company. I'd say it's going to be a 6 out of 10. And that leads us to a total Poseidon score of 64, which is great. I think this is probably one of the better Winstons that we've tested, and that Poseidon score absolutely reflects that. The all-new Winston BIII Plus retails for $935 and ships with free second-day air from troutandflyfishing.com. If you've got questions about this BIII Plus or any rod in the Winston lineup, don't hesitate to give us a call at 888-413-5211 or email us 24/7 at support@troutandflyfishing.com. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and a like in the box below. I'm Ben. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.